Hello. Yeah, she's like,
Hello.
Easter.
Happy Easter. Well, Good Friday.
It's Easter. Good Friday's Easter.
Loving the bunny ears.
I made a promise to a special lady that I'd wear these. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. Hello Nathan. Hello Kelly and the boys. How are you? Yeah. How was your week?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Good. So
How's the old patio coming on? Yeah.
it's all right actually. I laid the slabs today, so I've just got to point it all in tomorrow. And we're there, mate. We're there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Pleased with it. So
Gemma. The main thing is Gemma, please.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, she seems into.
That's fine. That's all right. As long as you got that, then that's fine.
Yeah, so when I've got the table in that up in there, obviously got the bunny tail as well. Yeah, when I've got table and chairs out there, we'll have a few drinks out there.
I'll be up for that.
Now we're allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So
how's your Friday been anyway?
we're busy to be honest. I've just been out there doing that, but yeah.
I went for a walk. I printed off my first bit of the helmet.
Oh yeah, where's that bit go?
It's like here, the back bit here.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
I think that'd be better.
Okay.
It'd be better that you can.
I'm gonna do the other bit tomorrow, so it should have the whole.
Yeah, cool.
So and then hopefully, I think you need to layer the. If it all works out, I think it needs to be layered with some sort of foam inside.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah,
Otherwise,
that's
yeah. So experimental, see how it goes. So far, so good with one bit.
yeah.
I mean, that took 12 hours, but
That's all right. We go with that.
Yeah.
How much does it cost though for a piece like that? How much roughly is it costing you to print that?
I don't know. It's not actually used that much material.
Okay.
I've probably got enough to make probably a whole helmet.
Oh, okay, cool. How much is
What I've got left on that reel? I've got another reel.
How much is a reel to buy?
Depends what size. What size are these? I'm sorry, I don't know what size this is. This is 1 kilogram. It came free. I think 1 kilogram is like
All right.
20 quid, 25 quid or something.
I didn't too bad then. If you and get a helmet out of it, that's cool.
I'm not sure if you can buy. I think you can buy a bigger. I think that's the
Yeah.
one in the middle. I think you go smaller and you go bigger.
Cool. Oh, Carla Mills joined us. Hello, Carla. What t-shirt are you wearing tonight, mate?
I am wearing my Star Wars link.
Cool.
Star Wars t-shirt.
That's cool. I like that. I have also gone Star Wars original trilogy.
Nice.
Yeah. Star Wars.
Because the triangle is obviously the Triforce, so the Force is strong.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want to introduce what we're doing?
Yeah. So welcome, guys. Everyone's joined us so far. Nathan, Sarah. Have we got Living the Cosplay Dream on yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. So those who have joined us, I can't see who's joined us there. Welcome. So we are going back to what we first began with, basically.
Yeah, so we done sort of like a review, sort of our thoughts on each of the Star Wars trilogies. But when we first started, we were doing this from our own accounts, and we had we lost quite a lot of the stuff we originally done because we didn't. I mean, we still don't to some extent, but we really didn't know what we were doing back then. So we thought we'd go back and do some of the old stuff that we'd done, and hopefully do it.
Back then we were talking to ourselves. Now we've got a couple of followers who join us every week. So back to our roots and a bit of a nod for how we started off.
Yeah, absolutely. And also,
who knew we made it this far? You know, we only going to talk about the trilogies, and then thought, no, okay, lockdown will be over. Here we are a year later.
And also at the end of this one, we're going to do the announcements of the winners of our competition. So yeah, for these beauties that Mike is holding, my assistant is holding.
Oh boy. So it's 3
Best car.
best star.
So yeah, we'll do that at the end.
So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want us to get started, mate?
We'll do a post afterwards for those certifications.
Yeah.
Don't join us. Okay, so subject this week and how we started off. So we're going to be talking about the prequels, so the Star Wars prequels.
Yes, we
are. So that's episode 1, 2, and 3.
1 to 3.
Yep. I don't know. Are we adding Solo and Rogue One in there? Because they're kind of prequels.
No, I wouldn't class them as a prequel. It's a standalone. We could do a whole thing on the standalones if you want after we've done the trilogies. But yeah,
I suppose they'd be sectioned into the newer Disney section.
I still wouldn't class it as.
They are prequels, but they're Disney prequels.
Yeah, so I would put that as in its own.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this week. I don't know if it was an April Fool's or not, but apparently Rian Johnson's trilogy, or Ryan Johnson trilogy, is going to have Darth Revan in it, and that was the worst news I could have heard.
Well, I went for a walk today, and someone said there's a new character coming in, which is like more fearful than Darth Vader, and it's going to be played by Brienne.
What? By who?
Brienne Larson.
Oh no, that'd be awful.
I don't know if that's an April Fool's.
Yeah, I hope so.
But it's supposed to be a more terrifying villain than Vader, or character than Vader, going to be played by Brienne.
Not possible to have a character more frightening.
Darth Marvel, can they do that?
Yeah, maybe crossover.
Anyway, we'll see how that pans out. I'm hoping that is
yeah. Okay. Let's get started. Let's go.
Yeah. So, how are we doing this? Would you talk about each one, or do you want to?
I mean, when we
should we talk about each one, and then we'll give our which ones in like a little order?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. So we start with episode 1. We'll start there. So my episode 1. Where can we start with episode 1?
Well, it's the start. I mean, I know last time we done this, we went through the films and we sort of put in what we thought they could have done better. And for me, episode 1 the whole film should have been condensed to to sort of an opening sequence, and then they should have skipped forward to episode 2. But he didn't, so we'll start with the film. I mean, it's not that I gets a lot of hate, and it's actually not that bad a film. I remember we were really hyped for this one when it came out. I remember us collecting the little busts out of the Kellogg's cereal.
Yeah.
I mean, we liked Star Wars before.
So we like Star Wars, but I think this is when we started to.
This is when we loved Star Wars.
This is when we started to understand it and started to grow more into it, weren't we?
Yeah. So, I don't think it's a bad film. I don't think it's a bad film at all. I think it gets a lot of hate because Jake Lloyd was probably too young to be the lead character in it. I don't think it worked. And obviously didn't. It messed him up for life. He's not being right since, has he? Obviously Jar Jar Binks. Everyone loves to hate Jar Jar Binks, although I would argue there are worse characters in Star Wars now than Jar Jar Binks. Rey, Finn, Rose. There are a lot of more annoying
True.
So I actually think that the sequels have helped the prequels quite a lot, because I think you look at the sequels and how bad they are, and then you think, God, all the hate that the prequels got was really unjustified, because they were actually pretty decent films compared to these new ones. I mean, go on. Do you want to add anything on the Phantom Menace?
So I thought this is a great start. How they started it. I mean, this one has probably got one of the best fight sequence in the whole series.
I would say it was. I've always put it as number one.
Choreographically, how it panned out, and
Yeah, yeah.
so those who don't know, that's the Darth Maul and the Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn fight.
Yeah, so it's a three-way fight. Obviously, Darth Maul's got the double lightsaber going against two Jedis, two fully trained Jedis as well. It's epic.
Yeah.
I know. I know.
The twist, the turns, the way, it just. And I remember we were the age and we tried to reenact that, didn't we?
We did. I thought quite well.
me, you, and Ben, didn't we? Like,
yeah.
At the time, I think you and Ben were. Did you have studying dance or something, or street dance?
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
So you were trying to use that as well. And we did quite well, didn't we? It was a bit of fun. It was.
But just hold on a minute. You're saying, oh, you and Ben were studying dance. I think you're forgetting that you were actually in dance for quite a while yourself.
I was in dance, but I wasn't studying it. I wasn't studying street dance.
Well,
didn't you and Ben? Weren't you and Ben studying street dance?
Yes, we were. Well, I like to express myself through the.
I'm not saying it's. I'm not saying you shouldn't have, but I didn't study it. I didn't go on. I didn't go to college and study street dance.
That is so much better. You're right. Okay, yeah. So, but that's the whole thing with it. That whole sequence is a dance, isn't it? That whole fight was choreographed to precision.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's better than some of the other ones in the prequel trilogy because although it is choreographed so well, it didn't actually feel so much like a dance. My issue with some of the other ones is that they're so polished and so rehearsed that you can actually tell that they're not trying to hit each other. It is all a dance.
Yeah, and you got like Ray Park who played Darth Maul. Yeah,
that's the other thing.
Perfectly.
I think with this trilogy does better than the sequel trilogy. I'm not comparing it to the original because the original sort of is, that's the benchmark you've got to try and get to. But with this trilogy, they have interesting new characters, something we never got in the sequel trilogy. So you've got Darth Maul, who was amazing as a villain. It didn't, and for a villain that doesn't actually say anything, I think he has like 2 lines throughout the whole film.
No, and they did write him off, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I think all the fans wanted him back, so obviously he has made a return.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say how, just in case people haven't seen any of it, but he does make a return.
He does. Yeah, so that's good. Obviously, you've got Qui-Gon as well as another really good new character. Played
by Liam Neeson.
And what's good about it is they not only did they create these really good new characters, so there's 2, but they actually killed them off in the same film as well. So they're that confident that they can come up with these really interesting characters. They don't even. It's two of the best ones they come up with. They kill them off in the same film because they're just not that important to the story. Which works. There's also the pod racing scene. I don't know what your thoughts are on it, but I like it.
I love the pod racing scene.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched this because they did release this in 3D, didn't they, a couple of years back?
It's probably like 10 years ago now.
Not very good in 3D. The only decent scene in 3D was the pod race.
Yeah, that worked. But I mean, some of the lightsaber battles were awful in 3D. Because
but you cut the pod race right in 3D. That was it.
But I think because the film wasn't shot with the cameras that they used to make fully 3D films now, so there were scenes when they were using the lightsabers where the lightsabers would sort of bend. And it's
too fast, isn't it? The lightsaber battles are too fast for 3D.
Yeah,
it doesn't 3D work by slowing things down.
Yeah.
Where the pod race, it is a race. It is a fast scene, but you had scenes where he's reaching over the pod and
but
it's falling apart.
It's layered, isn't it, with 3D? So they use the same image or sort of a split second apart, and then they layer them on top of each other. So to you, it looks like it's 3D. It's sort of bursting out of the screen, and like you say, it was the lightsaber battle was too fast for that because you didn't have the time, but to get those split second breaks in it. So it looked bad. It did look bad. some of the things I didn't like about episode 1, the midi-chlorian. That
How they explain that?
Yeah, because it didn't need an explanation.
No, you're right. It didn't. Yeah.
It actually leads to one of the biggest plot holes in this whole sequel trilogy, but we'll move on to that when we go into episode 2. I'll explain.
So, yeah, that scene could have been deleted. It
Oh,
would have
yeah.
made any. It would have made it. Yeah, you would have made it no difference to the film, would it?
No, like I've said already, but I think that Anakin was too young in this one. If you're going to have him that young or being found, as I say, it should have just been an opening sequence, and then gone on to episode 2. So he's been found, and then episode 2, it would have made the romance between Padme and Anakin less weird, because that seemed really strange, didn't it? That she meets this sort of 9-10-year-old kid, and then meets up with him again a few years later when he's sort of late teens, and then falls in. It just doesn't feel right.
No.
So that's a bit strange. What else did I not like about this one? I mean, I'm not a big fan of Jar Jar Binks, if I'm honest. I'm not. I think it could have done without him as a movie. But then saying that, originally had a much bigger role.
Jar Jar was obviously put in there for the like Chewbacca kind of character, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I think for the comic relief for the whole film, but I don't feel like Star Wars needs that kind of comic.
No, I mean the droids, you could say, are the comedy aspect, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I would have gone with.
The relationship between R2 and C-3PO, you know, that's quite funny in itself, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. But I also, then if I don't know how true the rumours are, but apparently Jar Jar was going to become Darth Jar Jar along the course of the trilogy, but because obviously everyone hated him so much in episode 1, George Lucas apparently completely rewrote the almost wrote him out, didn't he, of the trilogy. That could just be like an urban myth, though. I don't know how true that is, but it's sort of widely circulated, isn't it? That it's quite a well-known theory.
I'm glad they did write that out, because it would have been one of them like. It'd be one of them moments. I'm done.
Would it? I don't know. I think it could have worked. I think it might have worked, because I think I would never have seen that coming. I mean, I remember reading this theory when it first sort of got published and thinking that's amazing, because if they'd have gone with that, I would have thought. I think that would have made you would have looked back at episode 1 as like, that's genius that they've done that, because you just wouldn't have known, you wouldn't have guessed it.
So yeah, I like the Gungan as a race, but I just think having him represent the race is a bit.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, I like the Gungan. I like the whole Gungan underwater city as well. I like all of that. There is some sort of slow spots in this film, though. It starts off quite fast, doesn't it, when they go in for the meeting with the ambassador,
the Trade Federation.
Sorry, yeah, and that's all quite fast paced, and then they they escape to Naboo, and then it really slows up. They go to Tatooine, and yeah, the whole film's
and then.
really,
and then they get that boat through the water on there. And there's that famous saying, "There's always a bigger fish in the sea."
Yeah, it slows right up until the point of sort of the pod race, and then again slows up quite a bit. And then I really don't like the battle actually between the Naboo and the Trade Federation on Naboo. You've got the Gungans firing those sort of purple orbs at the droid.
Yeah,
and it just looks a bit. I mean, probably because of when it was made, but it just looks really cartoony now. Like, even more so than the actual Clone Wars cartoon.
So, what do you think of the Naboo fighter? That yellow ship.
I thought that was awesome.
It's not my favourite ship of the whole Star Wars universe.
No, not at all. But I liked it. I had one actually, hanging from my ceiling when I was about 15.
Yeah, but it is quite nice to see, Anakin getting into that ship, and
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was cool.
He's gone from like a pod into a fighter. Kind of, he's made that jump.
Yeah, but again, that was all a bit stupid, wasn't it? The fact that he doesn't know what he's doing, manages to destroy the whole thing, and like what fully trained pilots were trying to do for the last sort of,
Was it, or was it R2?
I suppose, to a degree, but no, because having droids got like programming that they can't harm humans, so it can't have all been him. No,
I don't know. As R2 got,
killer streak.
yeah, he's not. What's his name? He's not Chopper.
Hmm.
I mean, Chopper is we were discussing this earlier on our walk. Actually, that Chopper. I've not seen all the Rebels, but Chopper is a fully fledged murdering robot.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Did you go on a walk with your sister and Tony?
No, I went on a walk with Arnie, Scott, Doug.
Cool. Oh, I wonder who you were with.
This is the discussions we have on our walk to Theo.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, haven't we got anything else to add on episode 1? Should we go on to episode 2?
Yeah, episode. I'm just trying to think. How does episode 1? I forgot how episode 1 ends now. That Obi-Wan is going. He's going to train. He's going to train Anakin, isn't he?
Yeah, and it sort of finishes at the funeral of Qui-Gon, doesn't it? Where Yoda and Mate talking about the rule of 2. I
mean, looking back on it, Obi-Wan has gone against the Council's doing.
yeah. But then he pays for it, doesn't he? When it all goes wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we move on to the Clone Wars.
And Attack of the Clones.
Oh yeah, Attack of the Clones. The Clone Wars is the series that follows this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, you're good to start.
So this one ramps up heavily, doesn't it, in this film?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it starts off, I think, slow.
Well, again, it sort of starts off with them
trying to assassinate Padme, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's all quite good, but then you're right. It just gets really slow after that, and it takes forever to get anywhere. The dialogue is terrible in this one as well. Some of the things that Anakin says to Padme. And even now, if I watch it, I sort of cringe a little bit, even though I've heard it 100 times before. I think no human talks to another human that way. It's just so, I don't know what the word is for it. It's not real. It's not. Yeah.
Where was I going with this? So it's I find it really slow. Oh, I forgot where I was going now. It's slow. That we know a bit where they're trying to assassinate, and I think it tries too hard to add like little Easter eggs to nod to the originals. So like the whole scene when they're in the bar, it's meant to be the Cantina Band, but it's a modern. It's before the Cantina Band. They're all having drinks because they followed this assassin into the bar. And they say things like, "Oh, we don't need no death sticks. Go home and rethink your life."
Yeah, I agree with you actually. I really don't like that scene. I don't actually like how Coruscant looks in that whole sequence. It's almost like hello, like living the dream. It's almost like they've tried to go for like a Blade Runner type of look for Coruscant, but
100%. Yeah.
But it doesn't look right. Like, I think maybe because it was green screen, it wasn't sort of built sets in that. It just didn't work. It didn't work for me, that bit.
That whole chasing, was it necessary?
No, not really. And that's one of the other things I really don't like about this trilogy as a whole. Actually, they almost sort of break the fourth wall a little bit when they're like, don't do that. Oh, I hate it when he does that. Like Obi-Wan's talking to the audience, and they do it again in the in episode 3, and it's when they get caught in the hallway when they're trying to rescue the Chancellor, and Obi-Wan says, "Oh, we're better than this." Like they're talking to the audience, and you don't get that in any of the other Star, not even the sequel.
I've never thought that, but yeah, okay, I can see that now.
Yeah, it really annoys me because I think no, I'm not watching Star Wars, to connect with it on that level. I'm watching Star Wars for like the escapism of it. I want you to tell me the story, not talk to me. I want to see it. So yeah, that's one of the things I don't like about the prequel trilogies, actually. Um, what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Then obviously we meet another cool original character, Count Dooku. Really like Count Dooku. I don't know if you've read the book Jedi Lost, Count Dooku.
No.
It's really good. It's really worth a
Is it
read.
worth it?
It
Okay.
sort of gives his backstory from child to leaving the Jedi Order. Yeah, and it really adds a lot to the character. But I liked it anyway before I read this book. But yeah, in episode 2. But this is what I was saying about the. Thank you, Living a Dream. I made a promise to my daughter that I would wear them. So, yeah. And no, but yeah. So in the scene where Obi-Wan's taken prisoner on Geonosis, and Count Dooku says, "Oh, the person that there's someone in the Senate that's controlling the whole thing, all of this coming war, and there's he's a Sith Lord. If they've got the technology to test Anakin Skywalker like 10 years earlier for his midichlorian count, why did the Jedi Order not just say, okay, right, everyone that's on the Senate needs to have a blood test. Let's see who's got midichlorian. Who's got a high midichlorian count?" It's a massive plot hole, and it annoys me. I could have just.
Okay, now okay, you've now pointed that out.
Yeah, I've ruined it for you now, haven't I?
Yeah, you have now. Yeah, I've never thought of that. Never thought of that until now. Thanks.
If ever run a blood test, we know exactly who it was. Oh, it's Palpatine. Right, put him in prison.
But yeah, so in episode 2, you meet the we go and meet the all the clones, and we meet Jango Fett.
Yeah, who I love as a character, and I said this the first time we done this. Jango Fett much cooler than Bob. Well, up until we saw the Mandalorian, I always believed Jango Fett was better than Boba Fett.
So by doing that, it then brings Boba Fett into the whole universe.
Yeah.
So that explains Boba's story.
Yeah.
Which I think that is cleverly done.
Yeah, I mean, I don't dislike it. I do think it's a little bit unnecessary. Sort of, again, like you said, it's sort of trying to have that link to the original trilogy, and I don't really think it needed that. They could have just even mentioned that he'd ordered one unaltered clone, and that you didn't even have to see him. But then actually saying that when Mace kills Jango Fett, it is quite a sad moment when you see Boba pick up his helmet. So actually, actually, it is cool. I scrap what I just said.
But you're right. There is a lot of cheesy lines in here, like the bit when Obi-Wan goes in to see Yoda about the missing planet. and then he gets outdone by the younglings. Then he's like,
"Yeah,
come, younglings, tell Obi-Wan where the planet is." It's like,
yeah,
Yoda's mugging you off here.
Yeah, he's just made you right fool at you.
Yeah,
These kids. Yeah.
And Obi-Wan being Obi-Wan.
You sort of wonder.
It took children to tell him that. It's like, come on.
And you sort of wonder, like, if Yoda had pulled that shit on Anakin with the kids, and that's why Anakin just like, when they're, "Oh, what should we do?" He's like, "You don't know. Yeah. You don't know." After years of mugging me off.
Screw you, Master Yoda.
Yeah. Yeah, you do wonder.
So, in this film, obviously, it's gone from. So we talk about when these originally came out. So you've gone from Yoda being a scrawny puppet, hand puppet on a seat, frog looking, to a CGI great looking like fresh Yoda.
Yeah, yeah, and I know now that they've changed it, haven't they, on episode.
Yeah, so they digitally remastered it, and now he's CGI from
Yeah,
start to finish.
yeah.
Which I'm glad they done that. And yeah, they
So
first thing they did.
yeah, because it was awful. It was awful.
Yeah.
The puppet. I don't know, but how did they get that so wrong? Because the puppet in the original trilogy was really good. So why didn't they just get that puppet again, and then I don't know, add a little bit more hair, darker hair maybe, just make it a little bit younger. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
and maybe coloured it. Yeah, greened it up a little bit more.
Yeah, it just makes no sense that they got it that wrong, and not only got it wrong like to begin with, they actually brought the film out with the puppet looking like that. I mean, sure,
Yeah,
you do sort of wonder if they must have known it.
I thought Yoda was aging the other way. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, it was a terrible puppet. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm glad they CGI'd it. But obviously, in episode 2, we get to see Yoda fight for the first time.
yeah. So, this is the one where I have good memories of watching it with
Yeah.
with our little group, didn't we, at school?
Yeah, it was a great.
So back then, there was 3. Was there 3 years between each film?
Yeah, I think it was 3. Yeah.
There was, wasn't there? So the film came out for 3 years, and then now it's like they're wheeling them out like flipping every year, aren't they?
Well, yeah, because they've always got them on the go, haven't they? Being made.
Yeah.
Or they did have anyway. I think they've stopped now for a while. But...
So I think having that gap made it more exciting, made it more, because we that gave us time to it's getting closer, talk about theories or what's going to happen, what's this,
yeah,
speculate things, and then suddenly it's like a week before it's released, and we're all getting so excited, and then we go to the premiere.
Yeah,
We did go to midnight. We did get to the midnight showing, didn't we?
I can't remember now. I know we went to a show.
We went to one of the first showings of that day, or we went on the day it was released.
Yeah, and I remember that when it comes up Star Wars before the scroll comes up, we got up, we cheered, but so did I think the whole cinema did actually. It was a big event.
Yeah,
it was a huge.
So I just remember before we were quite at the front as well, weren't we? The cinema was completely packed from front row to back row. We weren't right at the front, but we were like near the front.
Yeah.
So we were looking up at the film. But I just remember the guys behind us as well talking about, getting like kyber crystals and making real lightsabers.
Yeah, that was but, I know at the time we were really hyped about seeing Yoda fight for the first time. Do you still like that bit?
Did we know he was going to fight?
Well, I mean, when he did, that was.
Oh yeah.
And we, yeah.
So yeah, he came. So same. Film came on, and everyone started cheering when you hear the cool the soundtrack and the sides, the screen scrolling. And then when Yoda pulled out his lightsaber, there was this massive yeah.
Yeah. But I mean at the time, as I say, I really liked it. Really enjoyed that scene. But now when I watch it, I just think we didn't need to see it. I actually think it would have been better had we never seen or not seen him fight, maybe until he went up against Sidious. Because I don't think it added anything to that story. I don't think it. I like the mystery. Like, you never knew how powerful he was. Now we've got sort of we know that he couldn't best Count Dooku with the Force, so they went to lightsabers, and he still didn't best him. So was he all that powerful? I mean,
Well, Dooku pulled a fast one, didn't he? And then he could have beat. But then didn't Yoda train Dooku?
Yeah, he did. He was his Padawan. But I just think, Yoda being like almost 900 years old should have probably been able to have handled that. No. But
then you didn't see Yoda then at his full strength, did you? They didn't give you everything, did they?
No, but I think we will eventually see not Yoda.
Hey, Darren. Sorry, Darren's joined us. Someone I used to work with.
Oh, okay. I think with the Mandalorian giving us Grogu, I think we will see a Yoda-style creature at full power eventually.
I mean, all I remember is and they did this in episode 3 as well. It's like, throw Yoda coming in, and then suddenly he's bouncing about.
Yeah, and that's what.
And then at the end, he uses the Force to grab his stick, and he's like,
yeah,
and then he's like back to frail Yoda.
I quite like that though. I think that's a good, because you wouldn't. I think you underestimate him, don't you? You know, and that's what I quite liked. You never knew how powerful he was, but obviously after that battle, you did know how powerful.
Yeah. And he had his green lightsaber because until now we didn't know if he. We obviously knew he had a lightsaber of some sort, but we didn't know what the saber handle looked like, or what color saber he's going to have.
Yeah. I think we should sort of close episode 2 with just one last thing. The arena battle, where you see all of the Jedi, or a lot of the Jedi, fighting the droid army. Because for me, and I'm not a big fan of episode 2. I think it's good bits. This is one of them, but it's worth watching just for this scene, just for them seeing all of those Jedi. I mean, I think the Star Wars fans would waited for years to see the Jedi Order at full sort of strength in battle as well, and that was cool. I love that. Love that scene, that whole scene. Again, Mace Windu, I think you get straight away just how powerful he is. Just when he goes up against Django, it's like no effort for him, is it? Just deflect, takes his head off. It's so easy. So I think that's really good as well.
So let's close it off now. You said this earlier, but the thing that annoys me the most is that love scene between Anakin and Padme.
It's like where he slices a bit of pear and then uses the Force to. Yeah.
And then he says that stupid thing that he hates sand.
Yeah, so cool. It gets everywhere.
Yeah, it gets everywhere. And then he's using obviously the Force to get the pear across. It's like, we can do this. We can keep it a secret. It's like, it's corny. It's like, really?
It is really. Because it's so unbelievable.
And she's like in tight leather corset. It's like, what is going on? What is going on?
Hayden Christensen he gets a lot of abuse about his acting, especially in that film. And I feel sorry for him actually, because I think that's nothing to do with his acting. There's not an actor. I don't think Tom Hanks could have delivered those lines and made them any more convincing. To be honest, so I don't think you can blame the actor for that. I think you have to blame.
It's just like the whole "I love you, it's haunting me. Please tell me you feel the same way."
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
and you're supposed to be a Jedi.
It's like reading, like if someone was to post a letter through a woman's door and it was made up of like cutouts of letters from magazines, like a stalker letter. That's how it would sound.
100%.
I think I said this on the last time we done this. I think what it would really benefit from is actually, I know in the original trilogy, George Lucas's wife at the time looked over the scripts and tried to sort of gave him advice on certain bits of dialogue that were really bad. Obviously, they were divorced by the time he'd done this trilogy, but I think that's what it needed. It needed a woman just to look over, especially that scene, because I don't think the dialogue would have been as bad. It had a woman just had a look at it, because she would have said no couple talks that way. Jedi stalker.
Jedi stalker.
Exactly. So I think that's what that script would have benefited from, a female perspective. So
yeah, and the whole aging of the character as well.
What
I think we said this. I think we just said this in the previous. Like, Anakin has suddenly grown into this. And Padme hasn't aged.
Yeah, that is odd, to be honest. It is odd, which is why I would have had it. Like I said earlier, I would have just had episode 1 as a scene, not Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan pick up a young boy to train as a Jedi. That would have been the end of episode 1 for me, and then it would have carried on with episode 2. So you condense the 2 into one film. I think that would have worked.
So, this is now moving on to see episode 3. By doing that, you then don't have him having the relationship with his mother. So going into episode 3,
yeah,
this plays a big part. So I think if you didn't have that in episode 1, it wouldn't make sense in episode 3.
But you could have had that in that initial scene, him sort of being taken from his mum. You know, you didn't have to have all the dialogue, but you could have just had a kid crying as it was being taken away from his mum. That would have worked.
It would, but I think that whole episode 1 made it that bit more. No.
We actually never mentioned that scene in episode 2. Actually, that is again another one of the good bits of this film is when Anakin finds his mum, and obviously she dies in his arms, and then he loses his share. That's a good scene. But that's sort of the first time you really see Anakin go.
Yeah, and that's when he first kills younglings.
Yeah, women and children.
They're young.
Yeah.
Sandtroopers, but.
And I liked how they use the Imperial March as sort of background music. It's not quite like full Imperial March then.
No.
It's just sort of in the background.
He's nearly there, but not quite.
Yeah. But it's the first time we see him not being able to control his emotion, which is good. And actually, I think this film probably could have done with a little bit more of that. Sort of, I know you get a lot of him sort of disobeying, but I think more of the certain things will trigger him. I think we could have done maybe a few more scenes like that.
Most things are with a female perspective.
I honestly think that if you think about it, though, if a woman writes for a woman, it's so much more convincing than if a man does. And I don't think it actually works both ways. I think a woman can write for a man much better than a man can write for a woman. So actually, on this occasion, I agree with you. Living the dream.
So we move now on to the third, Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
So a big part of these films, and still is actually, is the title reveal.
Yeah.
So every time a new film comes out, you know it's going to be episode 3, but you're not sure. We speculate on the title.
Yeah.
So that's the first revealing of the film, and this says a lot about what we're going to see.
Yeah, I quite like that it was sort because I know Return of the Jedi was originally going to be Revenge of the Jedi, but George Lucas, a Jedi wouldn't. Revenge isn't something a Jedi would seek, but then to visit it for this, where it makes perfect sense, I thought was genius.
Because the Sith take revenge, and it's more their way of.
Yeah, exactly that. That's great. This film, I don't think suffers from the pacing issues that the first two do.
No.
This kicks off. You've got them just above Coruscant in a space battle. They have to rescue the Chancellor. All of that is great. You get obviously the showdown with Count Dooku. I mean, I remember watching this for the first time with Ben, and that was shocking. The time that when because you think Count Dooku's a massive character. Again, it just shows how confident they were in these original interesting characters that they can kill them off at any point. And there'd be someone else to
So there's a character we haven't mentioned yet, and he's come into it before this. I mean, we're doing Grievous. Are we not gonna?
General Grievous.
Yeah. Do you like Grievous? Is he necessary?
I'm not a big fan, but I do understand why he's there, because it's all every one of these Sith Lords that they have in this prequel trilogy. They all foreshadow Anakin. So you've got Grievous, who is the cyborg, a half sort of creature, half cyborg.
He's the lieutenant and leader of the droid army, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's the sort of that part of Anakin. So Anakin's going to become this cyborg. You've got Maul, who's the anger, the savage, who doesn't care. He just wants to kill. Also, Anakin when he turns to Darth Vader. And then you've got Grievous, who is your sort of, I don't know how to explain it. He's your your fallen Jedi basically, which is exactly what Anakin becomes, another fallen Jedi. So it's I quite like all the foreshadowing. Although I much prefer Maul and Dooku to Grievous, but I understand why he's there.
And by this point, they've now added bits into this film which, you know, don't make sense, but unless you think about it, like Grievous having that cough.
Yeah.
You just think he has a cough, but true fans would have watched the is it the Clone Wars movie? Is it, or some? I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, it was the
before this, where
Genndy Tarkovsky Clone Wars. It was a two-parter. I think they're about an hour long each, two-parter. And Mace crushes his chest.
Force punches and then crushes his chest, and you give him Grievous the cough.
But again, you didn't need to know that going into.
But it was for the fans, you know. If you're a true Star Wars fan, you've seen this, and you think, okay, cool.
But this is what this is where Disney have gone wrong a little bit. So there are bits in the new trilogy that if you haven't read a book or you haven't read a comic, you just don't understand at all. Where with these films, with the prequels, you didn't need to know that. It was just a character trait. But if you happen to know it, then you'd get something out of it. You didn't have to read the book, but you'd get something out of it. But with the newer ones, you sort of had to have read the books to get bits of the film. Otherwise, it just don't make sense, which I don't like, because I just feel like you're charging for someone to go and watch a film. They should get the story of that film. If there is bits that go over someone's head, that's fine. But and you explain it in a book, that's fine. But it doesn't have to be. It shouldn't be integral to getting the story of the film.
Okay, so going back to your point where you got the face-off between. I mean, you put up a meme a couple of weeks ago where he kills everyone in that room at some point.
Yeah.
Quit. Until you put that meme up, I was like, wow, okay, this is okay. I see this now.
Yeah, it's an odd one. I mean, obviously Cam Dooku straight away. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Living the dream, it didn't throw you off. It was, it was there, and if you happen to know, that was fine. But it didn't make any. It didn't have any impact on getting the rest of the story. So yeah, that was sort of my point there. I love that whole scene actually in that room, because you've got it again. It's a good bit of foreshadowing. You've got who will be the Emperor in the chair next to the window, watching as Anakin Vader fights Dooku, and in Return of the Jedi, you've got the same thing, only it's Luke fighting Vader. And both are meant, both Anakin and Luke in both of those scenes are the ones that he's trying to tempt over to the dark side. Obviously, Anakin goes for it, Luke doesn't. But I do like all of that. I think that's clever writing.
So by now we are hyped for this film.
Yeah.
But didn't this film get released when we were leaving school? We were
leaving school, yeah.
So we went to see this, and then we came back and joined the party down the canal, didn't we?
Yeah.
No,
No, I didn't actually. I saw this because I had left by that time, so I watched it. I worked for Joker's Masquerade, the costume place in Newbury, so I actually went to the business premiere, which is like a couple of days after the actual premiere. And it's for people that do like the costumes and all of that. People that are unrelated to the actual movie making process, but yeah, you get invited. So my boss was invited, and he took me to watch it. So I went to see. I've still got a ticket somewhere from it, and then I went a couple of days after when it was actually released with Ben to go and watch this one. But yeah, I really like this one. As I say, it hasn't got any of the pacing issues. I like how they sort of bring each character's story to a close. Obviously, the battle between Anakin and Obi-Wan is epic. I still don't think it's the best. I would still put Maul, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan in episode 1 as the best lightsaber.
Yeah, and I like the scoring, the music to this battle scene as well.
To what, the episode 3?
Yeah, to the Obi-Wan and Anakin battle.
Do you prefer it to Duel of the Fates then?
I don't know. They're both favourite. The Duel of Fates is a great.
Yeah.
They hold their own, don't they?
Well, there is a lot of Duel of the Fates in that one, actually, isn't there? In the Anakin.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the sequel to Duel of the Fates. So yeah, it's good. It is good. I do think it's a little bit too polished. There are bits in that battle where I think actually neither of you are really trying to hit each other with the lightsaber.
No.
It is a bit of a dance.
And I do get the feeling that they were trying to outdo the Duel of the Fates.
Yeah, I mean, I know, like,
with all the walking on like narrow bits and jumping off things and jumping dodging the lava and jumping onto different platforms.
Yeah, I agree. And I know if you watch like YouTube videos of like the 10 best lightsaber battles, that one, the Anakin Obi-Wan usually comes in at number 1. I do disagree. I think it is Duel of the Fates, but
most of the time they were just slashing in front of them. They weren't actually hitting each other.
Yeah,
they were just slashing in front of them.
And I don't like the bit where they both go to use the Force on each other and then both end up flying out of the room.
Yeah, and they both push each other back. Yeah,
that's a bit, I don't know, silly. It's silly. It's a bit sort of childish looking. Like I just think they're both trained better than that to have tried to pull that move. And I get what they were trying to do. Oh, they're so in sync that they're using the same moves on each other at the same time. But I don't know, it just seemed a bit stupid.
Okay, and so how do you feel about the Order 66?
I love Order 66, actually. I love that whole scene. I like the music, again, for that, where...
Okay, so, again, on our walk this morning, Steele, and I haven't seen this yet, but Arnie and Doug and that were talking about this is explained in the Clone Wars, how this happens.
Yeah.
Apparently they have a chip in their head.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't got that far bit, but that's not a major spoiler. I'm not, I'm not upset with that.
It's the last 2 episodes of the Clone Wars are fantastic. You definitely got to watch them. And it does explain a lot. And it's I won't say actually because I don't want to give anything away. But once you've watched it, we'll talk about that because it is great.
Okay. So yeah, so as soon as he says execute Order 66. And then it all takes a different turn, doesn't it?
It does. It does. And then you see all
the Jedi started getting slaughtered.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Gets dark.
I'd quite like to see a film because obviously they didn't get them all. We know they didn't get them all. They popped up in books, in comics. The survivors. I would quite like a film about sort of the survivors. What happened to him? I know we're getting the Obi-Wan series, but I feel like we know quite a lot about Obi-Wan already. But yeah, just quite like to see.
And then you obviously had Yodong Kashyyyk, and he obviously foresaw it and took out the clone before he took him out. Yeah. And then he obviously he's best friends with Chewie and gets sent in his pod.
Yeah, I like all of that. I don't think that the battle between Sidious and Yoda is particularly good. I much preferred it when it was Sidious and Mace. I thought that was a good lightsaber battle. Again,
I mean that's how it kicks off, doesn't it? It kicks off with that, and then you see how he becomes all wrinkly because of Mace's.
Yeah.
And then Obi-Wan obviously pushes him out the window. Not Obi-Wan, Anakin throws him out the window. There are rumours that is Mace dead. Who knows? Nothing's been confirmed or denied.
I know. I think I sent you the link to it when it first came out. But Star Wars Theory done a fan film, Vader fan film, where it ends with Mace igniting a purple lightsaber, and Vader's going to go up against him. It's actually really good, and I think they're doing the second part of that at the moment. So that'd be good to see I mean, it's obviously it's fan fiction, but it's still cool. But yeah, I still think that Mace will pop up again. I don't think you get an actor like Samuel L. Jackson on the books, you know, as part of your franchise. I know his death was sort of left open ended. Jedi's have survived falls like that before, so I don't know. I think he will be back at some point.
Yeah, but yeah, in this film, you know, a lot is put into this film to cap everything off.
Yeah,
So like, you get the Darth Plagueis nod, don't you?
yeah, which I love, and I know you've read the
Which
book.
is a great, yeah.
Yeah, so
Have I read the book? No, I haven't read that book.
have you not? It's a really good book. I mean, it's legend now. It's not canon anymore, but it was that was good. It's a good book, definitely worth a read. But yeah, that was cool. That was a good little nod to Plagueis. I haven't really got anything bad to say about this one. I suppose some of the dialogue could have been better.
The only thing I have to say about this film is the end when she's giving birth to the babies and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, you know, when
I mean, there's always that meme, isn't there? Like, Anakin's been burnt to crisp, and they had the technology to bring him back to life and put in the body, but they can't save someone from a broken heart.
it's like I said to you the last time we done this. If you have a look at the size of those dishes on those droids' hands, like no wonder you don't need ice cream scoops to deliver a baby. That's ridiculous. You hollowed out. Not sadness. It was covering up.
Right, she's not going to make it because she's dying of a broken heart.
Yeah, she's not going to make it because you've just removed her innards with your ice cream. That's not very wrong there. Yeah, good, not good.
Uber.
Yeah, I've got nothing else to add really, mate. If you want to cap it there.
No, so in order, I would put episode 3 as my number 1.
Absolutely agree with that. Yeah,
I'd probably go 3, 1, 2.
I do exactly the same. Episode 3, obviously, story's the best. The actors have sort of grown into their roles better.
Women's healthcare taking a back seat.
The acting's a lot better. People have grown into their characters, so that's why episode 1 at number 2 for me. And a big part of that is they were still using actual props in that, and it just feels like Star Wars a bit more than the others do actually. Again, I think because they were using actual props, actual sets. They shot on in Tunisia again for the tattoo things, and I think that you can really tell the difference between, you know, a real set and CG. So that's one of the reasons. Episode 2, it just takes so long to get going. And that's what puts me off of this one. It takes so long to get anywhere. I mean, I love the whole Jedi arena fight, as I said, but apart from that, there's not a lot that keeps your interest.
It's just the only thing that keeps your interest is the big battle scenes, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's it.
That is it. Yeah, that is really all that it's got. But you have to sit.
Everything in between is just filling.
Yeah, it's like he knew that he was onto it. He had this really brilliant scene coming up, but he's like, they're going to have to pay for it because they're going to have to sit through this awful dialogue for an hour and a half first.
Yeah.
So that, yeah, I'm with you on that one in the rankings, definitely.
Yeah. So going forward, we'll probably don't want to do next week, but I was going to discuss the originals.
Yes.
But the problem with this bunch of films is, you know, high technology, you know, and then it kind of moves forward and the technology gets worse.
Yeah, it's
that's the issue with this film. Right? But technology goes backwards, not forwards in this timeline.
Yeah, but what I like about this trilogy is that it is still character driven. It's still George Lucas, and he's got the characters. Every one of them characters has an outcome. Has, you know, whether you know them from the original trilogy or, like we said earlier, like Qui-Gon, Maul, Dooku, all original characters, they all get an ending, and it's a good ending.
But the main core of the story is how Anakin becomes the most fearful villain ever.
Yeah.
And I think that is the main core, and it's done well through the
Yeah.
whole trilogy.
100%. Yeah, agree.
Whatever happens off of that, some good bits, some bad bits.
Yeah. All right, mate. Let's announce our winners.
Yeah. So last couple of weeks we did the giveaway of these 3 little beauties. So today we're going to announce the winners. So we've decided. So I've chosen a winner. Wayne's chose a winner, and we chose one that we both agree on. So I have for the first one to give away. I've chosen forgot her name now. Is it Kylo?
No.
Jedi Princess.
At Princess Ray Solo.
Yeah. At Princess Ray Solo. That's the one.
Yeah.
So I didn't write down names here. So yeah. So one's coming your way. We will get in contact with you. We'll message you.
Yeah.
And then Wayne chose.
I went for at Republic Ryan for one because yeah.
Guys.
So yeah, you got one, mate.
Yeah, you got one, and then our third and final one. We discussed this between us. This one's going to. I forgot how to say his surname. Johnny
J. Wren.
Yeah, Johnny J. Wren. He's been a great follower. He's dipped in and out of some of our left a lot of comments. So yeah, we'll give this one to you.
Cool.
So well done, guys.
You're going to put that in a post, mate.
Yeah, I'll put them in a post, and then we'll message them and get their contact details and send out to them.
I'll just put it in a post and say, DM us your contact details, your delivery.
Yep.
Yeah,
well, I'll put the window up as well. So.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, thank you for joining us tonight, and congratulations to our winners. Are you doing your thing tomorrow night?
No, we're not. We because I did. We were going to change it to Sunday, and I think Living the Dream said, let's do it on the 10th. So we're going to do it on the 10th now instead. So yeah, next time we'll be on is Wednesday, me and you.
Okay. Yeah.
I think we're reviewing. Well, what do you think it is?
Last time I saw it's between Gremlins and Glass.
Oh, okay.
I didn't catch what the I didn't catch what the actual outcome was.
I thought it was Glass myself.
Okay.
I think. Glass.
Yeah, I didn't think there was much in it, but I do think Glass was just a nudge ahead.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot in there, but yeah, it was Glass. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Glad you guys have chose Glass, and you shall see that review on the Wednesday.
Yeah, cool. All right, mate.
So yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed your Good Friday with ourselves, and we hope you have a nice Easter holiday. Those in the UK.
Yeah.
We shall see you Wednesday.
Bye, girl. Bye, boys.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone.
See you all later. Bye.